Okay, I don't know how much of that messed, so I'm gonna start all over with the gimbal. That's my mic had went off, and that's another thing. You have to keep watching your mic, and if it's not blinking, the blue light's not blinking, it's not recording. And mine was off. So anyway, gonna start back where I think I left off at. Okay, like I said, this gimbal here, this lens case here. You to put this lens on, you want to make sure you turn the gimbal off, and you can move this thing around freely. And you want to hold it and grab it and take the lens off. It's got a magnetic on it, and it snaps right on. You probably don't want to put one on there at a time. And if you try to use this indoors, it's your footage on the back of your camera is going to be kind of dark, because these are for outside in the sun. Because when you go outside, your footage would be very bright, and you won't be able to get good footage. You won't be able to edit it, and it just look bright. But this is just like sunglasses. You put on sunglasses to go outside, and you can see better. And the camera is the same way. Okay, you just snap that on, and you turn your camera on, and you can work with it. Okay, that's all it is. Okay, all it is. All right. What else can I go over here with this? Okay. You should, like I say, you should have different size, different lenses to go on your camera here. You know, just look on the front of it. You probably got an 8, 16, 32. You know, that it tells you the lower it is, the more light it's going to be. The more higher the number, the more dark your footage is going to be. Because you may go outside one day and the sun is not that bright, and it's not that bright outside, and that's when you would put the 8 on there. And if you go outside, the sun is real bright, and you can kind of tell by your footage. Once you're looking at your footage, it just show you pretty much how it's gonna come out. Okay, I keep all of my lenses together. This case that I bought here, it has a slot. It has a slot for all the lenses to go, and I kind of keep my lenses in this slot here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can leave a lens on here, but you know, I wouldn't leave it on there, because you may forget it's on there, and you start using the camera inside, and you don't know why it's dark. So I think I would just go ahead and take all the lenses off at this, and that way I won't have to worry about that. Okay. All right. Okay. We think we got that squared away. All right. We're gonna talk about the gimbal itself, turning it on and turning it off, and stuff like that. Okay. You get your gimbal in your hand. Okay. And you can follow along with me. Be kind of slow here. That way, and I'm gonna go over things, and that way you can relate to what I'm talking about. Okay. All right. On your gimbal, well, on your front of your camera here, at the top left, you'll see the SD card, and it tells you how many minutes and how many hours it's got. Mine here got 6 hours and 17 minutes. And that's how much footage you got to use before it runs out. Okay, now if you don't have an SD card inside of this gimbal, you're gonna have it's gonna show a little red slash up there at the top left corner. And you'd be wondering why that little slash is there. It'll tell you this, and that's telling you it's no SD card in the camera. Okay. Now the bottom, if you match the bottom left here, bottom left, what's gonna come up is if you ever had to set your camera to a certain footage and stuff that you can go back and change, and that way you won't have to keep setting your camera all the time. But the rest of the stuff on here is you can kind of stroll through it. Panorama, that's pretty much taking pictures. Okay, then you got photos, then you got the videos, then you got low light. That means in your low light, say you're in a place and you want to take video and it ain't that much light, so you would use that low light. Okay, slower motion, that's when you want footage that's really slow, and when it's like that, you won't get into the audio with that. So just remember, it's going to be really slow and you won't get in the audio. Okay, time lapse, you probably would never worry about time lapse anyway, because you're not going to do it. We'll talk about that later. Okay, all right. Okay, we're gonna go back to the face here. All right, pulling down from the top. You pull down from the top, and this is what you should get. A big. It'll tell you about. You got a look like a silhouette of a man or woman or whatever. Then you got these other little symbols on here. The most symbol that you'll probably be using mostly is the ranch symbol here at the bottom here, bottom left. It's like I want to say a nut that goes on a boat. You click on that, and the first thing you're gonna see is you'll see pretty much is the wireless mic, and that's how to hook your mic up. Okay, you go down to the next one, you see the gimbal start up. Okay, and the next one, you see the rotation, the power. Okay, you remember when I was telling you about the power? When you turn this to sideways, you turn it vertical, it goes off. Well, that's for that. It tells you how much, 2 seconds. You can set it to what you want it, but I leave mine set for 2 seconds because that's the default, and it works pretty good. Okay, the next one here is the wearable mode. I don't worry about that, but I leave it like it is. Okay, I'll leave it like the default. Okay. All right. The next one. Okay. All right. The slider. Okay. Silent. The self flip. That's when you want to turn around on you. The mic. Okay. The mostly ones on here. The calibration. Remember I was telling you about the calibration. You want to calibrate your gimbal. You want to probably calibrate it by once every week or whatever. What you do, like I said, what you do is you take it, you click on it, and you set it on a surface. You set it on a flat surface, and you mesh it and let it calibrate itself. And what it'll do is it kind of, I don't know if you can see this, but it kind of calibrates itself. And it says fail because I picked it up. I'm gonna try it again. Let it calibrate itself. Okay? And once it's finished calibrating, it'll let you know that it's finished. It takes about 2 or 3, 4, 5 seconds to calibrate. So, okay. And what it does is just turns around. I don't know why you need to do that, but they tell you need to do it. See, it says it's calibrated. You probably can see that. It says it's calibrated. After that, you hit confirmed. Okay. And the rest of this stuff on here. And the video compressions, I use HEVC. You can use the H.264, but I use the HEVC because that file is very small and it's very compact and it's easy to it's easy on your computer. So I advise you should use that one. Okay, sound. Okay, I got it on medium. Okay, that's the next one. Okay, okay, what else here that you probably need to know? Okay, I have mine set on the automatic power off. I got mine set to like 5 minutes, and when it's set to 5 minutes, if I set my camera down and I don't mess with it, within 5 minutes it'll shut off. So, okay. The next one is LED. I got that on because I want my LED, which is this face on here, to be bright. So I got it on. Okay, language. You know you got that on English. Okay, format. When you want to make sure when you format your SD card, you want to make sure you got everything off the SD card, because once you slide that and match format, it's going to erase everything on that card. So because you match some format and then you just slide it, and once you slide it like this, it's going to take everything off that SD card. It's going to erase it. Okay, and start all over. Okay. All right, what's else on here? Okay. All right. This other stuff. Continue. Okay. Language, format, factory set. Okay. The factory reset, say you got on your camera and you just messed it up. You got all the stuff that's set on it and you don't know what to do and blah, 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 and it's just, you getting frustrated. You can go on here and hit factory reset and it'll go back to when you bought it. You know, everything that you set on here, it'll change it and go back to the way it was bought. I had to do that a couple of times with certain cameras and stuff because I get on it, and that's why I tell everybody when they working on with these cameras and stuff, and they're working with stuff, don't be afraid to click on something because that's how you learn. But if you can't get it back right or you can't get the things right, just go back to factory reset and it'll take your camera back to the way that when you bought it, and that's pretty much easy. So anyway, don't be afraid of your device here. Okay, don't be afraid of it. And this one on here where